Hello, everyone. I am Carla Brown, and I'm here with Arlena Black, and we are Don't Mess with the Mommas. Momm. I forgot how to spell Mommas. Okay, you'll spell it for me. Okay, but we're on our 24th episode called Poor Rich Kids. Arlena, in what way are rich kids poor?
It seems like an oxymoron for rich kids to be poor, but I was recently speaking with a friend of mine, and she's a well-being counselor. I'd never heard of that before, but that's apparently a thing now at universities. It's not wellness, it's well-being. And she counsels faculty and students. And many of her students are from the ultra wealthy. And they experience so much anxiety because the parents apparently tell them what they're going to study, they can't fail, and everything is a reflection of the parents, which is a terrible way to be. They don't allow the children to experience failure. Therefore, they never develop resilience. So they feel socially isolated. They get into drugs or drinking to relieve the stress that they feel all the time. They have body dysmorphia, both male and female, mostly the females, where they feel like they have to be thin and absolutely beautiful. And it's just such a terrible, horrible way to live. They don't allow themselves to be who they are. They don't even know who they are because they haven't had a chance to establish their own identity. And suppose that a kid just wants to be a carpenter or whatever it is. They're not allowed to do that. They have to get into finances, business, whatever the occupation that the parents feel will reflect most positively on them. So it's just really, really sad, and you have to feel sorry for these kids who seem to be perfect in every way, getting top grades, looking so good, wearing these beautiful clothes. But what are they feeling inside? Do they really understand who they are? Do they understand it's okay to fail, that through failure you can really develop so much more? Mm-hmm. So really, in a way, I have to say I blame the parents for not allowing their children to just be who they are. So in that sense, they are poor. But I know, Carla, you've also said that it's not just the wealthy, that, lots of times people have that experience because they want their kids to do so much better than they have. You want to share something about that?
I think I had a friend who, people pleasing.
Yes.
They couldn't just be themselves.
Right.
They had to, please this one, please that one, please the other one, so that they would be accepted.
Yes.
And I think that these ideas filter down through society.
Absolutely.
You may not have one aspect, you may have some other aspect. Some of those things are the idea that care and affection is transactional. You have to pay for these things.
I see.
In order to get them. And then, what does that leave you with? If you have to pay every time to get something, it doesn't leave you feeling very well about yourself. Then there's, it could be also a lack of motivation that could also affect people. And then life skills, not being able to develop those life skills like failing and having to navigate how to get up if you've fallen down, how to manage your own finances, knowing what's important, what's not important. So, I mean, a lot of things can be filtered down through society, and you don't remember how this even became a part of your family.
Right.
The family name being so important, the respect, because even in Indian culture, if the young woman of the family does something that's not respectful, it causes shame on the family.
Right.
So it's not just an American thing; it can be, you know, around the world, these things transpire.
Yeah, we put a tremendous amount of pressure on people to behave in a certain way instead of allowing the person to be who they are. Now, we do need to edit that a little bit, because if you've got somebody who's acting out in an outrageous way, well, that person will need to be pulled back and receive any kind of encouragement or perhaps therapy.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, the most important thing is to allow young people in particular who are really struggling. There's such a this woman who is the well-being counselor told me that what she hears most from both faculty and students is a desperate feeling of loneliness. People are so lonely. And that's not only social media. I know we blame everything on social media, but I think people are afraid to interact. They don't have confidence in their lives because they haven't established a strong sense of self-identity. So they cocoon themselves for fear of being rejected. It's okay. Rejection is a good thing. That's what makes us stronger. That expression that why did that expression, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Why is that such a famous expression that everybody knows?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's true. You have to experience the challenges and difficulties of life to become so much stronger. It seems that it's such a benefit to be born into a family of wealth. And I know that when I was growing up, my family had nothing. And there was a friend of mine, her name was Jody. Hopefully, Jody, you're not listening. And her father was an attorney, and they actually owned their own home. That was an amazing thing to me. I never imagined anybody being able to own a home. We always rented, and have not a very nice place that we rented at all. And I was so envious of her, and I remember that she and her mother took me to a fancy department store called Lord and Taylor, and I ate this fancy soup for the first time called vichyssoise, right? And it just seemed so superficial. And then I would go with my mother. This is, of course, in my book that I wrote about extensively. And I would go with my mother to where she worked. She worked in the fruit and vegetable market in Brooklyn. And we would heat the sweet potato on the furnace, and that sweet potato was like the best meal ever, much better than that fancy vichyssoise, although the vichyssoise was quite good. But I think that we need to be able to treasure the simplest moments and not look at the whole picture. And really, if I may, give some advice to parents, having been a teacher and counselor, embrace each child's individuality and see your children as treasures of the future. In the SGI, our organization, we treasure our youth. We treasure the younger ones, too. We really want them to grow in the most wholesome, happiest way and give them a sense of responsibility and a sense of mission and belonging. Give your love and trust unconditionally. And I know those of us, and Carla and I are parents, and it's so easy to think about your child as a reflection of you, and why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Why didn't they achieve this? It doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor, whatever. It's so easy to fall into that trap. But we should just appreciate who they are, appreciate every moment of their life, because life is precious. And become a model for your kids. Become a model of your own happiness. If you're frustrated and miserable, well, what do you expect your children to be? So you need to challenge your own imperfections first, not expect your children to do the things you're not able to do. And, continue to persevere with joy. Encourage resilience, not perfection. Nobody wants to achieve perfection. Why is that even a goal? It's such a boring way to live. What does that mean anyway? Resilience is what children need today, what the youth need today. And just a couple more. Embrace setbacks as opportunities and teach effort over outcome, and never, ever, ever give up on your child's potential. Just a quick experience, and then back to you, Carla. But a quick experience, there was a woman whose son was actually drug addicted, and she chanted and chanted Nam Myoho Renge Kyo just for her son to be happy. She didn't judge him. She didn't say, well, why is he a drug addict and this and that. She just wanted him to be happy. And one day, after so many years of determining, he decided to get off drugs himself and go to law school and became a prominent lawyer. So we never know what a person is capable of. And it's not like they have to become a lawyer, as long as they lead a happy, value-creating life, as long as they feel fulfilled. That's what's so important. So, Carla, I shared a lot just now, but how do you think we can overcome this problem of poor rich kids, or poor any kid who really is put upon to do so much?
Well, I think you have to treasure your children.
Yes.
You just have to treasure them, and that means to love them unconditionally, and that is not always an easy thing to do, especially if you haven't had that. But to know that you can aspire to that, that's helpful.
And what do you say to your children who are trying to be this perfect person with great grades? Because of course, the parent is going to feel so proud if the child is really succeeding in school.
Okay, I think this could be the wrap up. To lose heart just because one or two failures is short-sighted. So to lose heart just because of one or two failures is short-sighted. Indeed, life is a long journey. You should go forward with courage, realizing that the more often you fail, the firmer the foundation you are building for your future life and happiness.
Can you read that one more time? Because
Sure.
that's really important.
To lose heart just because of one or two failures is short-sighted indeed. Life is a long journey. Youth should go forward with courage, realizing that the more often you fail, the firmer the foundation you are building for your future life and happiness.
That's wonderful. So celebrate the failures, celebrate the success, regard them both as parts of life. And continue no matter what, right? Continue no matter what. And forget about perfectionism, just become resilient, happy human beings. Isn't that what life is all about?
That's what it's about.
When your child is born, you don't look at them and say, I want you to be the richest person in the world. Or if you do, that something's wrong with you. But you want your child to be happy and healthy. And isn't that the goal that everybody should aspire to? Okay, so that's a wrap up, right? Yeah, it sounds like, of course. And this is Carla Brown, Elena Black. We are Don't Mess with the
Mommas.
Let's spell Mommas. Mommas. You are the protagonist, not the victim of your destiny. Find us at all platforms, even on YouTube, and you can reach us at mommas, mommas.podcast@gmail.com, and celebrate your life today. Okay, signing off for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.